Welcome to another edition of Fantasy News. I am your host, Daniel Green, and today we got a lot of fake news to get through. Not coming from me this time, which I'm very happy to say, but let's just go ahead and jump straight on into it. Variety reported that a Princess Bride remake was in the works. This even prompted a reply from Cary Elwes himself, who said, "Why mess with perfection?" Essentially, he said a little bit longer than that, but it's basically "Why mess with perfection?" Which, with any other movie, would be a ridiculous statement. But no, why mess with this perfection? But it was then quickly reported that Variety was full of it, and no, a Princess Bride remake is by no means in the work. But before we get into the news, we need to talk about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you've been watching the channel for more than a few weeks, you are well aware that Raid Shadow Legends is a dear friend of the channel at this point, sponsoring me and supporting what I do here. It's a free-to-play game that managed to amass over 10 million users within the first 6 months of release, with more than 300,000 reviews in the Play Store. Look how good that score is. That's because it's a good game. The game is growing super fast, and check out this cool roadmap they've published. They actually have huge plans for updates in the game over the next 6 months. A new faction, a tag team arena feature, and 7 new clan bosses. I've also been in the arena a whole lot kicking ass. And even though maybe it's not the most efficient way to upgrade your characters, it sure is a fun one. Go to the video description, click on the special links, and you will get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as a part of the new player program. Back to the news. In the next bit of fake reboot news, a Battlestar Galactica remake was reported to be in the works, but according to Sam Esmail, this is again not true. What it would be is an exploration of lore and other stories within the Battlestar Galactica world, and not a reboot. A compromise with fans who are happy with Battlestar Galactica being as is. And in the final bit of not entirely accurate reporting news here, a lot of headlines claimed King Killer TV show in trouble, cancelled, etc., etc. And while it may be in a bit of trouble, it is by no means completely cancelled. Just the show is being shopped around again after Showtime has decided to let the rights revert back to Lionsgate. This is still a huge, pricey franchise, and one that is considered a very big fish in the upcoming tidal wave of fantasy. So I would be amazed if this is not picked up again, especially with Lin-Manuel Miranda still attached. But getting out of all the kind of BS headlines and crap like that, let's go ahead and transition into a neat little release from the Jurassic Park franchise. A short was released that essentially shows how people are having to adjust to life with dinosaurs, somewhat not smoothly and dangerously, and it's actually pretty good. If we're going for more horror vibes, I'm down. I have some faith left that Jurassic World can continue on in the franchise and not be as good as the original, but still be somewhat entertaining, though I haven't really liked any of the movies that much recently. Has there been a good Jurassic Park since the first two?
Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
Any.
I enjoyed the first Jurassic World.
Okay. Now, recently I covered the fact that it was being reported that Robert Downey Jr. was going to appear as Iron Man in a Disney Plus TV series, and I rebuffed that, saying it would likely be his voice and nothing else, and now it's being reported that Robert Downey Jr. may reprise the role of Iron Man in the upcoming Black Widow movie. Another thing that could, as the headlines say, have Robert Downey Jr. actually coming back in the flesh for new scenes. Or with the Black Widow timeline being known, this very much so could just be a deleted scene or unused footage from Captain America Civil War, the time period around which the Black Widow movie is reportedly taking place. At least that's what a lot of comments I'm seeing online are speculating it to be, though that being said, all these could be wrong, and it could be Robert Downey Jr. taking another huge fat paycheck to return as Tony Stark and reprise the role. I just personally would be a bit disappointed to see him do that after the incredibly cathartic and emotional send-off we as fans got in Endgame. Spoiler warning for Endgame, but it's the highest grossing movie of all time. If you haven't seen it and you don't know that already, like, really? And in mega franchise news that makes me go, what? Bill Burr has reportedly been signed on to have at least a brief appearance in the upcoming Mandalorian Star Wars TV show, as well as Natalia Tena from Game of Thrones. Andy Muschietti, the director of It 2, says he wants to film additional scenes for an It supercut containing both movies, which in reflection of the actual source material would be way more accurate. The book jumps back and forth between the two, while the movies just covered the chunks of time separately of adulthood and being children. And in fantasy quickie news, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself posted on Reddit that Kung Fury 2 has begun filming. If you have not watched Kung Fury, it's beautiful, it's art, and you should check it out. A Game of Thrones prequel series about the Targaryens near pilot has been ordered. And James Gunn posted this photo about the Suicide Squad cast for the upcoming Suicide Squad movie he is directing. And transitioning from fantasy quickie news to the biggest news in my opinion here today, but I'm biased about it big time, the Wheel of Time has begun its principal photography, and they coincidentally ended up doing it on the 12th anniversary of Robert Jordan, the original author's death. Purely by happenstance, apparently, or at least according to the short they released. This has been your latest fantasy news. If you'd like to contribute to fantasy news in the future, go ahead and follow the link in the Discord server down below. Join the fantasy news channel and post any news you'd like to see me cover here. As long as it's fantasy related and relevant, I'll probably get to it. Or if you don't know Discord and you don't want to join that there, just go ahead and message it to me on Twitter, though I am less likely to see that. Check out Fantasy News merch if you want to support the channel and show here, and like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And have a good one, y'all. Peace!